In order to get ahead of 99% of the population, or in order to at least get to here, I'm sure I can teach you at least that much. You have to fix this. You all want to be the 1%, but you think like the 99%. You think like everybody else. You do what everybody else does. And you think you're supposed to get different results. Insanity. And it's not your fault, because the Matrix has programmed you to think this way. The Matrix just wants to create more clones of the same things, so that way they can just continue to create more and more workers and their factories. The 1% becomes so valuable that they're irreplaceable. However, the 99% work a 9 to 5 every single day. They break their backs. They spend so much time in these places, but to these corporate places, you're nothing but replaceable. But it's okay, I guess. The Matrix has programmed you to believe this. This is the way it's supposed to be. And then you just work. Modern day slavery, as Kanye said. If you want to get ahead of the 99%, you can't think like the 99%. Because it takes a special type of person to even want to be at the top. It's sad, because I would think all life would want to continue to innovate and evolve, but a lot of these humans trapped in the Matrix, they're comfortable. They're comfortable exactly where they're at. They're comfortable with replaying the same episode every single day. Like they're rewatching the same episode of The Simpsons every single day. They wake up, they go straight to work. They come back home to eat, to sleep, and then repeat the same thing over and over again. They're seeing the same things over and over again, and then they're wondering why they're trapped in this matrix and this box in their mind is so limited because they don't see anything new. Like I said, so many people in the 99%, they're stagnant. They play the same episode every single fucking day in their life, bruh. And then they wonder why they're so unconscious. My nigga, their consciousness doesn't even glow because they don't go anywhere new. Every single time you do something new, you open up a new neural pathway. You literally just expanded your consciousness. Even if you take a new way home, my nigga, you just expanded your consciousness. Kids are a blank slate that just love to learn. The more we learn, the more we expand our consciousness. And what's crazy is, once again, society, eventually the kids will ask so many questions, someone says, shut the fuck up. And now they're afraid, fear. One of the Matrix's biggest tactics, because fear is the mind killer. Out of fear now, these kids won't even ask questions no more. Just put themselves in a box again. The Matrix isn't trying to help you lives. It's a system. And as a system, it wants you to work for it, not become so independent that you don't need it anymore.
And that's why they try to keep you in fear, so they can control you.
I know somebody's programmed by the Matrix by asking this one question: did you get the job? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. This message is not for everyone, and if you're one of the people that took the jab, I don't think you're my people. If you got it, it's possible you succumb to the greatest weapon, fear. Then, just like the rest of the sheep, you did exactly what they said to do. Let's say in theory, they decided they wanted to put something in it. What now? You were just following orders, all right?
It's easy to control something in a state of fear. That's why the Matrix is always trying to program fear into you in the media. Fear of death and disease in the news. Fear of violence and hatred in the music. Even the foods that you eat program fear into you, as fear is the last thing these animals feel before they're slaughtered. Why would you eat, right? This is a chart of every single emotion ranked from lowest frequency to highest frequency. As you can see here at 100 hertz, fear is in a hell state. The Matrix is constantly programming fear into all of its subjects, and then everybody's wondering why we are moving closer towards a hell state and not a heaven state. But we'll get into that further in the video. So if you want to get ahead of the 99%, you must understand that you will continue to suffer as long as you live in a state of fear. As living in a state of fear will continue to kill your dreams and continue to perpetuate your own hell state. And one of the biggest fears the Matrix programs into every single one of you, a fear that controls most of your life, is a fear of not having enough money.
I call this paradise hopping, and this is just where every weekend I find a spot that inspires me, but with a view, something that brings me closer to God. We live in it for a few days, just so I can experience a taste of paradise. It cost me $1,700 just for these 3 days. I don't give a fuck. But so many of you, especially the 99%, would say, oh, that's too much money. I don't care if it's something that I want to do. I'm gonna do it out of fear. The Matrix's biggest weapon against you, fear. But because of fear of not having money, or maybe not having enough money, or maybe this fear of maybe if I spend this money right now, I may not be able to have money for something else later. This fear that keeps you from living the exact dreams that you want to live. To all the 99% are being programmed, the 1% are creating their own matrices, amassing so much power and wealth they can live in their paradise. I hope you guys are catching on that this is all just a mental game. I hope you're all catching on to the fact that this is not about the money. You'll get the money once you fix this. The game is about the mind. It's all mental. Everybody thinks it's an outer game. It's an inner game first. It was never about the money. Do you know what the game is for the people at the top of the matrix? Mind monopoly. They don't give a fuck about the money. The more minds you control, though. I'm here right now because of my mind. I manifested this. So many spiritual people, I hate to see it, but they be broke. You talking about you got all this knowledge and you know how to manifest this shit. Well, let me see what you manifested, my nigga. I manifested this. We're getting a bad representation because y'all want to reject the game instead of just playing it. With your skills, you could master this game, bro. You could manipulate your reality. If we gotta live in this illusion, why not just play the game? As spiritual people, let's just play the game, use our skills and get to the top levels of the game, and then we can create our own paradise. We could fund paradise. You gotta input the right beliefs. I used to believe, oh, money's evil, I hate money. But then I realized, okay, that's so deeply embedded in my subconscious now. Now I'm self-sabotaging and I'm finding a way to lose money or something like that. Because I trade too, so it's like maybe I'll self-sabotage and end up like making a lot of money and then find a way to lose it. Because I said, oh, I hate money so much. So I realized that belief doesn't serve me anymore. So I had to input a new belief. I said, fuck that other belief, I'm not energizing that no more. Money is neutral. It's not good or bad. It's just a tool. And with that tool, the wielder can do good or they can do bad. And since then, my energy hasn't been repulsing the money. Instead, I'm abundant. Now money comes to me in abundance. Just like where I'm at.
Although there is a very large number of potential interpretations of the world, that does not mean that there is an equally large number of viable interpretations of the world. Now, you might say, well, what constitutes constraints on the viability of an interpretation in the context of living creatures viewing and interpreting the world, and also within a broader evolutionary context? The way that evolution solves the problem of the infinite number of potential interpretations is by killing every single thing that interprets things badly enough to die.
This is something I learned from Dr. Jordan Peterson. He said that there are infinite perceptions to reality. There's an infinite amount of ways to interpret reality. So one might ask the question, okay, is one perception better than another perception? How life solves this problem is through evolution. Evolution kills off the organisms with perceptions that decrease likelihood of survival. And then the most viable, most optimal perceptions are the ones that increase probability of survival. And again, it's a mental game. I keep trying to tell people it's a mental game. You want to get ahead of 99%, you got to fix this. Level up here. And then you'll level up physically too. You'll see it. Everybody's still worried about the material shit, about this outer world shit. All this shit is an illusion. All this shit is fake. All this shit starts right here. I'm right here because of my mind. While the 99% are being programmed by the matrix, the 1% are creating their own matrices. You got to input the right beliefs. One of the beliefs I have is I can do anything I put my mind to. I've been saying that since legit. I always believe that. That's a belief that is strongly embedded into my subconscious, and because it's in my subconscious, I never give up. Actually, like, I won't live with myself if I give up on something. I can't give up. So I always find a way. I find a way to problem solve, the critical think. I think that belief in itself just created like this landslide in other skills. You have to become a critical thinker. You have to become a problem solver. That's the only way you're gonna be able to achieve your goals. If you don't know how to solve problems by yourself, and instead, anytime you reach a problem, the first thing you do is go run to somebody else. You didn't even try to use your mind first before borrowing somebody else's. Hone this. I'm telling you, sharpen this, and you'll get right here, at least. I'm telling you, I can teach you that at least. You'll get here at least. Just hone this right here. You gotta input the right beliefs. I can do anything I put my mind to, and if I believe that belief too, another thing too is like in my community, I ban the words can't and impossible. I don't even want my jits saying those words. As soon as they say that shit, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna find a way to make it possible. Just to prove it to them, nothing is impossible. And you wanna believe you can't do something? The moment you do that, you put a limit and you put a block on your mind. That's how the 99% think. All of them are in a box in their own matrix that they've created and they don't even realize it. All they gotta do is just deprogram their current beliefs and input the right beliefs that are most optimal for their survival. The words can't and impossible don't even exist in my vocabulary. That wouldn't even be in my dictionary. I take that out of the dictionary. The moment you even utter those words, your mind is gonna put a lock on you. It's gonna put you in a box. Now you just limited yourself. Now you've limited yourself to the other perceptions, the other infinite perceptions you could have seen to solve whatever problem that it is that you wanted to solve. The 1% is obsessed with their vision. Nobody can tell them shit. You gotta be Kanye crazy. I'm saying this all the time. You gotta be Kanye crazy.
Kanye had a vision. He believed in his art and he believed he had a hit song on his hands, so he would sing his heart out in front of record label employees, only to get ignored. I'm sure this would discourage most people, and they would feel as if they made a fool of themselves and just quit. But Kanye was obsessed. He had a vision and he would stop at nothing until that vision came to life. And now that same song is 2 times platinum. You gotta become Kanye crazy.
You gotta be so obsessed with your vision, like other people might not see it, but it doesn't matter because you see it, and you know it could be a reality because you know you can do anything you put your mind to. You don't believe in these can'ts and impossibilities, nigga? Nah, fuck that, nigga. Any obstacle that goes my way, I'm gonna find a way to solve it. I love when problems happen. I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm just like, okay, bet. Here's a challenge. And it's a way for me to grow. That's another belief you should input too into your mind. Just make sure you understand that, bro. Like, every single obstacle that comes your way makes you stronger. Everybody keeps thinking these obstacles are in the way. The obstacles are the way, my nigga. That's the only way you're gonna be able to evolve. That's what I believe in. You gotta make sure you're evolving every single day. 1% innovate and evolve every single day. You gotta make sure that's a habit, bro. You gotta make sure every single day I am growing 1% at least 1% a day. At least you're not the same nigga you was yesterday, bro. At least become better, 1% better every single day. It's so simple, so easy, and people are like, oh, no, that's not good enough. Because you know why? Because a lot of you people think you got to go from level 1 to straight to level 100. My nigga, no, there's a journey to this, my nigga. So you got to go from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 all the way up. Niggas want to skip levels. Then you wonder why you still at the same level because you still in your head instead of doing what the fuck you got to do. From on the level 41 right now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But there's more levels to climb, and I'm going to climb them. I got that mind. Never get complacent. So many of the 99% are complacent. Now you just stay at level for the rest of their life. No. As life, you should want to continue to innovate and evolve. Some people let this fear of not having money let them stop them from living their dreams. If I can spend money to invest in my innovation and evolution, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's how the 1% think. Innovate and evolve every single day, just become 1% better every single day. Because listen, as all the people, the 99% do nothing, you will become 1% better every single day. Every 100 days, you go 100%. You're gonna grow 100% every 100 days. That's all you need. Especially to beat these people that are just trapped in their phones, unconscious. They don't even realize they're in a matrix. These people that just flip on TikTok every single day. They don't have the focus and the concentration to even do that, and that's why the 1% get there so easily. It's honestly, nowadays, it's honestly the easiest time to get rich. Because everybody else is so lazy. Everybody else is so complacent. Where there's a will, there's a way. So believing that belief in itself could bring you somewhere else too. Analyze your mind, analyze the thoughts that you say on a daily basis and understand how they are serving you or how some of them are not serving you. They're all entities. Shout out to Neuro Knowledge, because he actually broke this down in a great way. Like, I love mixing psychology and spirituality. He does it in a great way too, so shout out to him. Even the Matrix, like I said, it's an illusion. Matrix is an illusion. It's only a thing because we all believe in this, right? Every single belief that you have puts you in a certain matrix. If you believe, oh, I can't do this, now you just put yourself into this matrix where you believe you can't do it. And the moment you say, oh, I can do this, okay, now you opened up your mind, expanded your mind now to the possibilities of how you can do this thing. finding a way to, once again, problem solve and critically think to find a way to get to whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach. They're all an entity, and you energize these entities every single time. Like every single time you fail, maybe you say, oh, I can't do this. Okay, every single time you've done that, you've energized it with an emotion now. Now that thought has energy. That shit is a living thing now in your brain, and you don't understand how it is operating in your operating system on a subconscious level. You're literally in autopilot all day, and you don't even understand it. The 99% don't even realize they're in a matrix. If you create your own matrices, every single belief that you have in your mind is creating a matrix. Now, is that matrix serving you, or is it not serving you? It's like I said, once that belief becomes so strong, it becomes a conviction, it's deeply embedded in your subconscious. At that moment, it's now a living thing. It's basically an AI. We're able to create AI with our thoughts once we energize them enough. So here's a little tip for anybody watching this video. When you're saying affirmations, make sure you energize them. As I was just saying, every time you fail, maybe you might say, oh, I can't do this, or I suck, or whatever. You are energizing this belief, and you're making it stronger. Now, every time you say that thing, you're gonna feel a certain type of emotion that you've associated it with, right? So with affirmations, you can also do the same thing, same concept, basically thought plus emotion, right? So what I would usually do is I would take cold showers. I actually recommend this if you guys want to become better than, if you guys want to be ahead of the 99%, take cold showers, because people are so afraid of the cold, they won't even take a cold shower. I decided I'm going to break this matrix in my mind, and I'm going to just take a cold shower. And it was painful. I'm telling you, every single time I'll go in, it was painful, but I would be shivering, but like eventually I started to get used to it. I started to control my breathing. It's really just controlling your breathing. And right before I would hop in that shower, I would say, nothing conquers me. And then once the cold water hits me, and if I control my breathing, I'll say, nothing conquers me. Now I just energize this affirmation that nothing conquers me while doing something, while conquering something. Like I said, the Matrix's biggest tactic is fear. It's his biggest weapon, because fear is the mind killer, because it's a mental game, like I keep telling you. So if you can run towards the things that you fear, you'll find the most growth and the most evolution. Fear is the mind killer. The only way to face fear and to break fear is to run towards it. If you can face your biggest fears, nothing can conquer you. Now you can do anything. Once you have that belief embedded, watch who you become. There are infinite perceptions to reality. So there's one perception better than another. You can believe what you want. However, evolution is going to kill off the ones that believe in perceptions that decrease likelihood of survival. And evolution is going to favor the people and organisms, the consciousness that believes in perceptions that increase likelihood of survival. So if you want to innovate and evolve, if you find the right perceptions to input into your system, so that way you can live the life you've always wanted to live. Don't let fear control you. Here's a diagram. It's from a book that I'm writing. It's called Paradise Philosophy. It's not out yet. If it is, link will be in the description. But if you see right here in the hell state area in the red section at the bottom, fear is at a vibration of 100. The Matrix is trying to keep you on a low vibration. That's why they instill so much fear in every single one of its subjects. And some of y'all are sitting there like this. While the 1% is finding a way to say this. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment Tesla at the bottom. People won't know what's going on. I just want to see who made it to the end. And if you did make it to the end and this message resonated with you, that means you're probably one of my people. And I want you in my community. Because I'm trying to build paradise. I'm trying to help all my people get to the top of the Matrix. So where we could fund paradise. Until paradise